Look at that little halo above my head.
Mm.
I see this.
It's better than pointy star sticking into your head.
I see this as a sign, John,
Oh, is it a sign of things to come?
a divine sign. So hold on, John. Let me get my John.
Yes.
What's on your mind today? Did I get that right?
Wow. We should be actors because that line was delivered with like purpose. John, what's on your mind today? Well, what's on my mind today? That's a lot of things that we end up come because we're not smart enough to come up with our own ideas. But Brooks Jensen, here's the thought. They're always great. And he had one recently, and my takeaway line was it from it was, and that what I'd like to just use is not necessarily rehash his whole episode, but creativity is discovered. I thought that one caused me to stop and think. So I'm interested in what your thoughts are, but let me start. So, I and again, I am going to be using a little bit of what Brooks talked about here is. And here we are workshop leaders, although I use that term workshop way less than I used to. I prefer either a retreat or a tour because my style is not to go teach people techniques and concepts and tell them what they should do with their image, rather encourage them to ask questions about what they love and make the images that are in harmony with their vision, right? Which is a very different approach, which made me, question that idea of, so is creativity, can we teach creativity? Can we give people,
Wow.
can we give them, a whole bunch of, here, you can do grungy textures and that's creative. You can do HDR and that's creative. You can do multiple exposures and that's creative. Or is it?
Well, yours, I've got a quote I've got to find. So keep.
Okay, but go ahead while you're looking for that. And so that made me go, okay, maybe Brooks is right. Creativity is not something that can necessarily be taught, but it's something that's found, right? It's discovered. It takes effort, it takes work, it takes introspection, it takes time. I think of Beth Belo, who we love, and she watches our show regularly and faithfully, and we appreciate that, Beth. But uber creative. I mean, creative to the Huibo Who feelings that you and I had seeing that image in the Pharaohs. I see her stuff and I'm just like, damn, that's so good. And she is so creative. So why can't I be that creative? And then my immediate thing is to want to start copying and what she does. And then I say, but wait, that's not creative. Creative is not me seeing Beth Belo's work and going, I'll go do that. Another one is Howard Grill is a good friend. And he's been doing some great multiple exposure, cool stuff. And his posts recently even show you how he's doing it, meaning here's what I saw. This thing because he's doing these abstracts, and then he says, "Here's the first picture, here's the second, third, fourth, fifth, and this is what the final result is." And I'm going, "Thanks a lot, Howard. Now I can't do that, because." So anyways, this idea that creativity is not something it's not a technique like multiples or grungy texture overlays or whatever. It's something deeper than that. It has to be discovered. So did you find that quote?
I did. I don't know how many people remember Harry Callahan. He's one of the old greats. Um, I really didn't have much to teach. I didn't even believe in it. I felt so strongly that everyone had to find their own way, and nobody can teach you your own way in terms of art. The only real answer that I know of is to do it. If you don't do it, you don't know what might happen.
Wow.
Here's another one by Robert Adams. Can photography be taught? If this means the history and techniques of the medium, I think it can. If,
Okay.
however, teaching photography means bringing students to find their own individual photographic vision, I think it's impossible. I
Wow.
don't think creativity can be taught. I
Yeah.
think it can be encouraged. It can be, I don't want to use the word groomed, but helping people believe that they are creative and giving them permission to follow their own voice
Yeah.
instead of following what others have done. I think we can do that. And I hope that's what we do, giving people, I hate it, permission to create what they love, even if no one else loves it.
Yeah, ultimately that's what Brooks, he started that conversation off with. It seems rather hypocritical for him to have the episode he had where he was essentially saying, using other people's techniques and going to the YouTube for information and going to a workshop to get, those are all essentially, this is strong, but wrong approaches. Yet he's doing the same thing. But I would agree that he's not doing that in my mind. He is encouraging thought, free thought. He's encouraging what I hope we're doing with this show too. We don't tell people that they must be photo celibate. We tell them that they might want to try that if they see that they're in a rut of copying everybody else. Well, stop for a while, see what happens, become celibate, and see if that helps you by not looking at other people's images. See if that helps you to really start making images that you love. And
I,
so,
I want to go back to a concept I think I introduced here before, vision driven photography versus technique driven photography. Vision driven photography says, I will see something that inspires me or that I love, that I'm passionate about, and I'll see it in a certain way, and I'll learn whatever techniques are needed to be able to put that on a piece of paper.
yeah,
Vision came first, technique supported your vision, versus technique driven photography, which we see running rampant in the club world and
yeah,
everywhere, where you learn technique after technique after technique. And you think that you're filling your toolbox with all of these wonderful tools so that someday when they're called upon, you can use them. And it seems logical. I'll have all these tools, and when I need them, they'll be ready. The problem is, I find those people never get to the vision part. They're always focused on new tools
yeah.
and what tools are somebody else, new tools they're introducing, and I need to learn them. And they never get to the creative vision part. So they lie in the toolbox really unused.
So let's see. It's going to probably fail miserably, and I shouldn't try this, but you know, I'm into journaling, and so what I'm going to do is there's like 5 new journals. I'm going to get all 5 of those journals because I love, one's got really good paper for fountain pens, and then I think I'm going to get a fountain pen. Seriously, I'm going to get a fountain pen. No, 3 weeks later, I think, fountain pen didn't work, so I'm going to go
Rolling
ahead and get,
writers are better.
yeah, ballpoint pen or a fine liner. I'm going to give that a try. And you've not journaled once,
Yeah,
right?
you
So
sit down there with all these tools,
it,
but you still don't have the thoughts to put down on paper.
yeah, 2 years later, you're still consumed with the paper. Is it the right paper? Is it going to bleed through the paper if I
Yeah,
use a
yeah.
fountain pen, ballpoint pen, fine liner pen, all these tools, techniques, all that stuff, learning calligraphy so that when I write in my journal, people can read it. All that is,
I've got this friend in the Netherlands, Willem, and
yes.
it's amazing because he's such an artist. Every single day, he sends me photos of all the things he's created that day.
Wow.
And he can take anything and make incredible art, not fancy stuff. They're scraps of paper, they're things he's found. And there's a creative person, and the tools, anything becomes his tools.
Anything. Yeah.
And then somebody else can buy the fanciest tools in the world, the best easels, the best canvas, the best paints,
Yeah.
still can't produce anything worthwhile.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good food for thought. Again, as always, we love your comments. And if you didn't put your age in the last show, we really want to know how old our audience is.
No
So do
lying about your age,
it. No lie.
John.
I'm 42. What are you?
17.
Yeah, you act it.
Well, no.